I take great pleasure in welcoming into the fire the very talented, all-Australian, South Aussie young draft hopeful, Amelie Borg. Nice to meet you, Amelie.
Nice to meet you too, Liam.
It's great to have you on. Now,
It's
Amelie.
awesome to be here.
Yeah. Now, Amelie, you are now very close to draft time. Are you getting excited, or is it more nerves?
It's a bit of both, to be honest. Very exciting time of the year, definitely, because been waiting for this part of the year, the whole year now during the season. But yeah, probably more excited. Yeah, still nervous, but yeah, keen, definitely.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
You will be picked up by a South Aussie team, but with the trade period opening up straight after the draft, it could mean you may head interstate. Are you okay if that happens? Goodness, why any South Aussie team would want to give you up, but you never know.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, yeah, that's all true. I've had a few meetings with interstate clubs. So my hopes are high there for those, and they all seem like great clubs. So yeah, I'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be excited any club you go to.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so let's turn our attention to you. You're an extremely good athlete. Now, 5 years ago, girls didn't always have a background in footy, but now girls are starting at 6 years old. What was your sporting journey? Did you play another sport?
Yeah, so I actually did little athletics my whole young life, and then led into doing shot put and discus at nationals, and actually came second in shot put in Australia in I reckon when I was in under 14s, I reckon. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, and then I've also done netball my whole life, but I played for Golden Grove, and then I took it more seriously and I moved to Garville, which is in the city. And then my footy coach said, footy's getting really full on. You might need to decide if you want to actually take footy seriously, then you might have to consider giving netball up. And that's what I did. And here I am now. So I'm very glad I did that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you chose footy.
Yeah.
Now, you play for the mighty Roosters, the same club I am lucky enough to play in, for sitting on top of the ladder. How's the year been against the older bodies?
It's definitely been more difficult than playing local footy, that's for sure. But I am quite tall myself, so I feel like playing on the bigger bodies kind of suits me a bit better. So yeah, I do enjoy playing on the bigger bodies and getting that harder hit at. So yeah.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's really good at North, isn't it?
Very good. I love North Adelaide Roosters, that's for sure.
Yeah, same. You had a great chance, and a winning one, might I add. What was it like not only playing against the best players in Australia, but match it with them?
Yeah, it was a huge honour to be able to play with the younger players that are coming through and developing, and to see where footy has come from is awesome. To see like you said, the young girls starting at such a young age, and playing with them, they're just so talented. Like their kick is elite at such a young age for girls, and yeah, it's awesome. I've really enjoyed it, and to be able to see what's out there my age and to compare, with.
Yeah, it would have been a great experience.
Yeah.
So with such a great chance came a little accolade you can be proud of forever, mate. An All-Australian, birth off half-back line. I bet you didn't wipe the smile off your face for weeks after that. How cool was that?
Oh, it was insane, to be honest with you. I remember when the All-Australians got announced, I was just sitting in class at school. I was in graphic design actually, and all of a sudden I've got all these notifications on my phone, and I was like, oh, what's this? And then I've looked, and it was on AFLW Women's, and yeah, it was insane. It was awesome to see that. Yeah, it was just awesome.
I'm sure you would have told your whole class about that one.
Oh yeah, it was. They were probably wondering why I was smiling so much.
That would have been great.
Yes.
So after this chance, did you feel that now you could play at the top level for sure? It must be exciting to know that very soon you'll be at an AFL club. Don't be humble. You will be an AFL player.
Oh, thank you very much there. But yeah, it is really cool to be thinking about that. you know, the draft is so soon now. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens, and if I do get lucky enough to be picked up, then I'll be happy. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Who in the champs did you go, wow, they can really play? I'm not talking who are good. Who was like, wow, she's a superstar of the future?
Well, there's obviously Hannah Ewings, who is this year's draftee. And I play with her at the Roosters, and she's just awesome, and we all know that. But someone who really stood out is Shania Goody. She was insane, and she's just got such a great heart, and she's great on and off the field, and just to see the way she plays and how she's just always at the ball, it's awesome. Really good to play with her, someone like that.
Wow, she sounds like an amazing player.
Very.
Let's just say that you have to leave Adelaide. How do you feel about that?
I feel like excited for that. I feel like I'm ready. I'm keen. I'm ready to go, and yeah, excited if that does happen.
Yeah, but hopefully it doesn't.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, so your footy. Let's tell people what they get. A super competitive one-on-one defender who loves to fly for marks. Competes like her life depends on it and reads the ball in the air beautifully. You beautiful hands and make great decisions. What position do you see yourself playing in 5 years?
I would see myself staying in the back line, definitely, and in that half back position. I think that's like I've played all over the place in my leading up to North. I've played a bit of everywhere, but I feel like now I've really found half back is where I belong. Yeah.
Yeah, you ever want to give it a run in the midfield?
To be honest, I haven't really thought of that. It would be interesting. I feel like it would be a good experience, and to be able to get down into the forward 50 would be awesome, and try and score a goal, because I've actually never scored a goal. I've scored one in the state game one time in my whole junior life. I've never scored one, so yeah.
Jeez, you have to score a goal soon, I reckon.
Oh, I reckon as well.
Now, a little birdie tells me that you're the most competitive person ever. You'd fight to win past the parcel at a kid's party. True, isn't it?
Very true.
Competitive is a good trait, though, isn't it?
Very good, yeah, and it's good that it's kind of a natural kind of thing, because especially growing up playing netball, it wasn't very competitive, and then now to be able to actually use my aggression to really get the ball is awesome.
Yeah. You are a player that really takes on the role of shutting down players, not necessarily running off and creating, given that your kick isn't the strong point of your game. When you get that right, your athleticism is mouth-watering prospect. Do you think that is your next step in your development?
Oh yeah, 100%. Over pre-season this year, that was my main thing I've worked on, and compared to like where it was 3 years ago, it's already improved so much. And definitely by taking that next step, and if I do get lucky enough to go into the AFLW, then that would be the first thing that I start to develop. And yeah, hopefully this time next year will be excellent.
Yeah, and there is always something to improve on, isn't there?
Always, yes.
All right, let's ask some easy footy questions. Who do you barrack for in the AFL?
I go for Port, actually.
Port? Oh,
yeah.
I was hoping the Crows.
All
right, let's move on. If you could compare yourself to a certain AFL player, who would it be?
An AFL player. That's a tough one. I just love Amelie. I love him. He's just a great guy, like a great player, and watching him take his marks is awesome. But if I was to base my game off anyone, it would probably be Sarah Allen, who plays for the Crows. She's just insane to watch. Or even Amber Ward, who used to play at Roosters and then went to West Coast and now is back at Crows. She is just such a good player to watch, and I really hope that one day I develop into something like what she is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You can have one player for an hour to pick her brain. Who do you choose?
Anne Hotshot. She's elite. she just being able to see and hear her story and see how far she's come, it's insane. To know how to actually do that and be that motivated would be awesome to know. So probably her, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I actually interviewed Anne. She is a legend and she's a beast, isn't she?
She absolutely is, that's for sure.
I reckon she's got the Brownlow. I reckon. I'm calling it.
I hope so as well, okay?
All right, questions about you. You get to go to a major sporting event to watch. What do you choose?
It would probably be, I'm not a huge fan of basketball, but like the NBA, it just seems so cool. So probably NBA, to be honest with you, yeah.
Yeah,
like two strong teams.
Yeah, the crowd would be so cool, wouldn't it, as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be my choice too.
Yeah, perfect, yes.
If you had to play a different sport, what would you choose?
Netball. I would definitely choose netball, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you chose footy though still.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I love to catch up with friends.
Yeah.
I think that's so important, and to be able to also have a social life. I just love that. I also love to walk the dogs. Our dogs, we have 2 greyhounds, so they need to be walked quite a bit.
Big dogs.
Very big dogs, yes. And then what else? I like to just lay in bed.
Yeah.
And just relax sometimes. Yeah.
Hanging out with mates. Is that's the best thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Well, Amelie, it has been awesome to meet you. Your uncle brags about you all the time, but I had never met you until now. All the best for the upcoming draft. You're a legend, and some club is going to be super happy when you land at their club.
Thank you very much for having me, Liam.
Great.
It's awesome.
Thanks, Amelie.
See ya.